So now we're going to have, most of you probably already, I don't know if some of you don't know, but most of you already know Miss Krista. So she's going to talk about kingdom business. So just get ready to continue to be like a sponge and soak it all in, and I'll give you Miss.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, my name is Krista Kendrick, and I'm a person in long-term recovery. And what that means for me is that it's been since March 29, 2021, which is 5 years in March. Man, more than 5 years. Okay? And when I think about where I was and where I am now, I know that I can only give all the glory to God. Amen. So this is not a ministry thing where I'm just here to just like beat Jesus into you. That's not what this is. I'm coming to you to tell you about business, about how to start your own business. So this is a 3-day work readiness program. But what I am coming to introduce to you is, what if you started your own business later on down the line, right? Because at the point of your lives that you're in now, you're in job phase. So you're searching for a job, and that's great. But the job that you get more than likely will not end up being the job that you keep. You know what I'm saying? Like, it won't be the last job that you get, if that makes sense. So what I want you to think about is that you can have any career that you want. As long as there's breath in your lungs, then you have a chance to improve your life in whatever way that you don't feel comfortable with right now. So anything in your life that makes you uncomfortable in a bad way, uncomfort is good. We don't want to get complacent, right? But anything in your life, when you look at your life and you say, okay, I want to fix this. I want to change this. I want to do better in this area. You can do that as long as you have breath in your lungs. That's just God's signature each day saying, hey, you still have another chance to do it. So whether you decide to go back to college or go back to trade school, get a trade, or whether you decide, hey, I'm going to start my own business, a LLC or a nonprofit, you can do it. I am an alumni of Mary Hall Freedom Village. So I understand, okay? I've been there. I lived on ROD, me, my husband, and our 3 sons for a year. And while I was there, instead of being out in the smoke pit and being in drama and things like that, I was working, I was going to church here at North Atlanta Church of Christ, and I was researching every chance I got, how can I start my own business, and seeking God, what type of business should I have? Some people are just born with an entrepreneurial spirit. They just know that, like, it just comes natural to them. And so that's what we're going to get into today. Let's see, we got this on. So Jasmine, for whatever reason, this is not go. Okay, here we go. So kingdom business, giving kingdom business. So about us, so Giving Enterprises is a spiritual recovery transformation company dedicated to healing the whole person, mind, body, soul, and spirit on all levels. That is a lifestyle of divine transformation. Behold, all things are become new. Founded by minister and artist, certified peer specialist Krista Kendrick, this is a family business. We create sacred spaces and wellness experiences that help individuals rest, restore, and recover into their God-given identity. Through sound healing, somatic practices, creative art therapy, coaching, and spiritual development, travel, workshops, and nutrition. We support nervous system and limbic system regulation, emotional restoration, and progressive wellness. Our workshops, retreats, devotionals, and transformational content are designed to uplift people and families, strengthen the community, and inspire generational change. At Giving Enterprises, our mission is simple. We help to heal the people who will help to heal the earth. We turn our pain into purpose, creativity into healing, and faith into transformation, helping every person step boldly into the life that God designed for them. So when we think about starting a business, we think about, well, why? Why would I start a business? So this right here, this portion is to help you decide if maybe starting a business is right for you. So just by a show of hands, can I get a show of hands? Who is interested in starting their own business or ever thought about it? Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 out of 11 people have thought about starting their own business or wants to start their own business. And that's great. So right now, raise your hand if you just don't know where to start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, raise your hand if you've already started a business before, you've had a business going before. Okay, 1, 2. All right, great. So the reason why I come back to teach women how to start their own businesses is because I know that when we come into recovery, a lot of times we've lost some things. We've lost some time. We've lost, maybe our background might not be the same anymore. Our criminal background might not be the same anymore. We may have had children along the way. So these barriers right here. So starting your own business breaks down the barriers. What are some of those barriers? Some people don't have a GED or a high school diploma or a degree. Why? Because when we get stuck in mental health challenges or in addiction challenges, we lose time, right? Our main focus comes off of all those beautiful things that God put there for us to do to that next one. But there is hope. So if you didn't have time, if you lost that time to get a degree or a high school diploma, GED, there's still time. Remember, we talked about that. You can go back and get those things. But right now, at the stage of recovery that you are in, when you are going out and you are looking for jobs, we talked about those temporary jobs, just a stepping stone, just to see what is having a job like while I'm still sober, while I'm just early mentally stable. I don't know what I did just then. Okay, there we go. So when you are stepping into the workforce, freshly mentally stable, freshly sober, what does that feel like? So once you get to that level and you know, okay, well, I can do this job that I probably really didn't want, but does the job pay enough? That's one of the big questions I get, because I hear ladies that say, okay, well, I was super excited about the job phase. I finally hit job phase. I could get my phone. I had my sponsor. I hit the job phase and I have income coming in, but it's really not a lot, but they cut my food stamps off. So now I got to figure out how to feed not only me, but my children. And then my children got sick and I was out of work for 2 weeks and I didn't get paid, but I still don't get food stamps to help with that. What am I going to do? So when we find ourselves in situations like that in recovery, that can be so stressful that if your recovery isn't strong enough, if your belief in your higher power isn't strong enough, if your recovery resources around you, if you're not connected to your community and your sober network, then that can be stressful enough to set a person back, a setback, a relapse. And so that barrier of not having to worry about having a degree, when you have a business, you are the business owner. You look for people who went to school and specialized in degrees to do the things that you need them to do for your business. You go look for someone with an accounting degree. Hey, can you come and be my accountant? If it was a school, you look for someone with a master's degree or a doctorate to say, hey, can you come be the principal at this institute or this school that I'm making up? You follow where I'm coming from? All right. So background. We talked about, sometimes in addiction or mental health, we do things that we wouldn't do in the state of mind that we are in today as sober, mentally stable people. So some people get things put on their background, felonies and things like that. Sometimes it's stuff we didn't even do, right? Sometimes it's things that you might have just been in the car with a guy and he had something in his car, you get in trouble for it. Next thing you know, you're taking the charge, or gang related activities. Anything can happen, right? But now you're stuck with this charge and it's hard to get a job. There are ways to get those things expunged or removed from your criminal record. So I would say make sure you look into those things. But until then, starting a business goes straight through that barrier like it's not even there, because you are the person that's starting the business. You're not turning in an application to start this business, right? And you can change. You're not the same person that you are. Transformation, right? Lost time. Okay, so you lost this time. When you're playing catch up, do you have 4 years to go back to school to get a degree? You could possibly, but it's kind of hard if you already have kids and you have to work, you got bills that need to be paid. So going ahead and setting up your own business helps to stop that barrier of lost time. Babysitting costs. People say, okay, I hit the job phase, I got the job, the food stamps got cut off, and now I have to pay this huge amount for the babysitters, for the daycare fees and things like that, and I can't get public assistance. What am I gonna do? If you have your own business and you create your own schedule, then you can work from home and keep your own children. You can teach your children at home. You have that option. Or you can be making enough, get to a point in your business where you're making enough that that's not even a worry to you any longer. All right. Transportation. We get a job, now we need a car. And yes, in the city, here, there are buses and Ubers and things like that, but I come from a very small town, Sparta, Georgia, Hancock County, near Milledgeville and Macon. Anybody know that? Okay, so in Hancock County, there is no bus system. There's not even a exit for the interstate. So the nearest gas station was like 10 miles from our house. If you wanted to go to Walmart, you got to go 45 miles this way, 45 miles that way. So I drove at least 45 minutes to get to work. I worked at a prison, Baldwin State Prison, level 5 mental health, returning citizens there, all male. And I had to drive. I was working 12-hour shifts, but it took me almost an hour to get to work and almost an hour to get back. And while I was there, I was blessed, to meet my husband, get married, and get pregnant with my first child. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do for babysitting? How am I going to pay for babysitting? How am I even going to have time to be with a child if, considering the time to get ready, if you say an hour to get ready for work, and then the 2 hours that it takes me to get there and back, plus the 12 hours, there's your whole day. Like, where is the rest of the time, right? So having transportation is a big issue, whether you're paying somebody to take you or paying for the bus. Either way, you have to get a car. But if you have your own business, you can start it working from home and then progress as you go. Conducive environment. What I mean by that is a recovery conducive environment. A lot of times when we get jobs, sometimes they're just not recovery conducive. And I don't even mean like just the places that serve alcohol or has shifty behavior people around the area. I mean, like, it just might be a really stressful job with long hours, or it might be a really stressful job because of the people that are on the job with you. But if you are creating your own business, you still cannot control people, but you can control who stays and who goes, right? If they're not conducive, you can part ways with them in a professional manner. Termination. Create your own salary and your own promotion. When you own your own business, you create your own salary and you create your own promotion. But what I mean by that also is, remember this part, you have to work to get paid. So I tell my children this. I have a son that does not like to be told what to do, especially if it's by another kid or one of his siblings, his big brother or his little brother. He don't want them to tell him what to do. All right, so that means you're a boss. You don't want people to tell you what to do. then if you know there's something that needs to be done, do it. Before somebody else has to tell you what to do, go ahead and do it and get it done, right? So same thing with a business. Yes, you can create your own salary, but if you sleep in your bed all day long, or you go out and party and hang out with your friends, or whatever it is you choose to do with your life, will you be able to create any salary at all? Right. So self-discipline is huge on that. Let's see. So we'll come back to that, but that's the logo, but birthing a kingdom business. So when I say kingdom business, there's all types of businesses out there, and all of them are not of God. I am a minister, but before that, God has always lived in me. I always knew that. My grandfather, Reverend Cornelius Hall, I grew up in the Baptist church as a kid. And so I always had a relationship with God. And so anything that I do, I try to keep God first in what I do. So the spelling of my name, even my mom named me Krista. She said, I named you Krista, and I spelled it differently. I spelled it Christa, so that it would be Christ. Every time you write your name, you will remember to keep Christ first. So that followed me throughout my life. No matter how many other books I read, no matter how many other religions I ran into, no matter how many conspiracy theories I heard, every time I write my name took me back there. But I want to say something about a name too, as we are people in recovery. When we are out in active addiction, doing what we're doing, we have friends, and a lot of times we get these nicknames, right? So I got one of those. I had a nickname, which was really my middle name, because I didn't like the name Krista. When I was little, my mom told me the story. That was cool. But then I don't know about y'all, but as a teenager, I thought my mom was trying to ruin my life. I didn't like her very much sometimes. And so I didn't want to be called that name anymore. I didn't even like the name anymore because I felt like it was a boring name. And it was a name that was so common that every room I went in, somebody had a name similar to mine. Christy, Kristen, Chrislyn, so many different, everybody messed it up. Christina, so Chrissy. Some people want to call me Chris. I'm a girl. I felt like that was boyish. So I had people to call me by my middle name. And I won't tell y'all what that name is. But I would say it's got 9 letters and it starts with a Q. So if you get what I'm saying, that was my name that nobody else had. I didn't hear anybody else with that name. And so that was the name that I went by.
Was it Juanisha?
No, it was not. No. But while I was going through those things and those times in my life when I was changing and I was rebellious and I was trying things that I shouldn't have been trying, that's the name that people called me by. But when I came into recovery and I got to Florida and I sat down in intake and they asked me what my name was, and I showed them my ID and they was writing everything down. I said, but people call me such and such. So call me such and such. The lady said, she looked at me, she said, no, ma'am, we're going to call you Krista because that's the name we're going to send the bill to. So I started going by that name, going by Krista again, the name that I was called as a child. And in my recovery, what I learned is that name that I was called when I was in the streets is going to be a trigger to me every time. Because if you're standing in a room full of women and children and somebody says mom, everybody turns around, right? But if you're standing in a room full of women and they call your first name, you turn around. Same thing with God. You can say the word God, so I'm going to put some respect on my God's name. I'm going to say Jesus Christ, which is the Son of God and the Holy Spirit. Now I know which God I'm talking about because it's a lot of people with a lot of kind of different gods, right? So being specific and going by who God called you to be instead of the name that they gave you in the streets when we were doing the wrong thing, right? That plays a big role. So invite God in. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2 and 3. Write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he may run who reads it. The theme of this is documenting the God-given vision, like forming an LLC, brings it into motion. So if you have been thinking about a business, what type of business is it? Have you written it down? Have you written down what type of business you want? What do you sell? Who is the audience that you want to reach? Is it a product that you're selling? Is it for children or adults? Is it for people in recovery? Is it for mental health? Is it for wellness? Is it for is it cooking? Is it food? Is it for everybody? Is it broad? Is it niche down? A niche means that it's like super narrow, like specifically. For instance, if you had a women's organization that is specifically for women in recovery, that's a niche, just women in recovery. That's, you know exactly who you want to reach, right? So you think about all those things. You think about, we're going to get more into it, but what colors are my branding? When you see these colors, like when you think about McDonald's, you automatically know yellow and red. Yes. And then you think about, okay, well, what does yellow and red do? Red and yellow and green, those colors make you hungry. They give you an appetite. So that's why their colors are, that's how they choose their colors. So Deuteronomy chapter 8, but remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the ability to produce wealth. So this is in the Bible. God did not just say for everybody to be broke, but what we cannot do is make money more important than God. Because just like our recovery, anything we put before our recovery, we're going to lose it anyway. Anything that we put before God, we're going to lose it anyway. God never fails us. He is always with us, never leave us, forsake us, can do nothing. He can do all things but fail or tell a lie. So Proverbs, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. Surrendering your business to God ensures divine success. When you give it to God and say, God, have your will, your way, what is it that you want me to do? Because in my mind, I can come up with some things, but they might not be right. But if I go with what God has, it's going to work every time. So Matthew chapter 25, verse 21, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. And the theme of this is stewardship and faithfulness in business, bringing multiplication. So in other words, saying, if God gives you a vision of a business and says, okay, this is your purpose, this is what I want you to do, and you know that it is God-given, but you go and do everything else but the business that he told you to do. So you help everybody, and I'm not saying don't help everybody else. Yes, help other people, but do what God wants you to do, because God comes first. Don't put anything above God, including your business. Don't make your business your God. Isaiah chapter 60, verse 1, arise, shine, for your light has come and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. This theme encourages entrepreneurs to step out boldly and shine in their calling. Did I go one or two? Okay. All right, step 2, choose a business name, a logo, your signature colors, and then register your business. So choose something professional, easy to say, spell, and remember. That's my suggestion. But you do what God puts on your heart. To me, I know it's kind of cool when you see businesses and their names are spelled different. You know, it makes it stand out and you're like, oh, that's what that means. Or, oh, they spelled it how we say it and not how you actually spell it for real. But when you get someone who wants to write you a grant, or somebody sees you out there doing your thing and they want to write a check to your business and say, hey, you're doing a great job, here's a donation. You want them to spell it right. Otherwise, the bank is not going to cash that. So just do the professional thing. That's a suggestion, though. You do it how you like. Think long term. Pick a name that can grow with you. So when I first started my business, I saved up my, you got to put up your money at Mary Hall. I saved up my money, and when I left, I had my Amazon list already ready with things that I was going to buy. I wanted to make t-shirts and tumblers. And in my mind, I wasn't like I am today, recovering out loud, telling everybody, speaking about it. I still had shame. Like, if I tell people that I was an alcoholic and that I almost took my own life, will they still trust me? And I was a teacher. I was teaching little kids back then. I taught over 10 years after I left the prison, right? After I left the prison after having my first child. So I had that shame on me. So I thought, okay, what I met Jasmine Turner and I was like, man, she recovers out loud. That is so cool. Recovering out loud saves lives, and I want to save lives. I'm not ready yet to just stand up on stage and say it out loud to everybody, but I'll wear it on a t-shirt. And so I started creating recovery themed t-shirts to sell to people that were in recovery so that they could recover out loud through their t-shirts, right? Mm-hmm. And that message, even if they're not saying it, could help somebody else feel like, I want to recover out loud, or I know I need some help. Well, she's doing it out loud. I can do it too. So pick a name that grows with you, because the name of my business is Given Enterprises, LLC Holdings. If I had to pick the name that I first started to think about, which while I was at Mary Hall, which was, and I hadn't asked God what should the name be, I just was like, what's a good name for a t-shirt company? And I thought about Krista's Creations, Krista's Crafty t-shirts and tumblers, Krista's t-shirts and tumblers. All those names would not have grown with me to what I do today, because what I do today is I teach curriculums, I teach courses, I write curriculums. I'm a published author, published poet. Like, none of that stuff goes with Krista's t-shirts and tumblers. But a lot of people would tell you, name your business exactly what you do so that people don't have to guess what it is you do. But that doesn't grow with you. But at the same time, you can change your business name. If you make it one thing and then you decide to change it, you can change your business name. I think it costs like maybe $150 or something like that. But you can definitely look it up. I have a list of resources right here, all the things that I'm about to be talking about, the resources. I'm going to pass these out to you. They already have the holes in them. You just slide them in your notebooks. So think long-term, pick a name that can grow with you. Consider using your own name if it fits your brand. Create a vision statement and a mission statement, and you can find those resources on YouTube. Also, you're blessed to have ChatGPT to help you. Like, you come up with it first. Don't use ChatGPT for everything. Remember that ChatGPT is taught by humans, right? So you are creative. You have your own mind. You have your own way to communicate with the God that is the creator of everything in this world. The first creator, the original artist, OG, okay? You don't have to go to ChatGPT for everything. So pray on it. Figure out what it is you want your mission to be. What is it that I want my business to do? How will it impact? What will it sell? And then write a statement. And then if you feel like that ain't the one, sit it to the side, write another one. Come back another day, reread what you wrote, change it a little bit. And then if you just feel like it's just the wording, then maybe plug that into ChatGPT and see if ChatGPT may word it better, right? So check to see if the name is available and register for $125 is the first fee, and then annually you'll have a fee that'll go with that. You can get that on the Georgia Secretary of State business page. This is wrong. I'm just not seeing that. But on this paper, it is right. The handout that I'm giving you, but it's right here, it should be ecorp.sos.ga.gov/business search, but you will have this, so you don't even have to write that down. All right. So you're going to do the business search. You do the business search to find out, is your name available, or is there already another business with that exact same name, because you don't want to have two businesses with the same name. So that will let you know if there's already a business registered with that name, or is that name available. Some say you should be able to look at your business and name and know what you're selling. So we talked about that. Then order your business cards, or be nice to the earth and just use the Blink app. And all that is on this page of resources. The Blink app helps you to create a digital business card. And so I will show you what my digital business card looks like. But so when you have a digital business card, it has a QR code on it. And all you have to do is hold your QR code up. This is what it looks like. You just have to scan the QR code and automatically it will send your information to that person. And then the nice thing about networking is you can help them out and be like, okay, now you can get this free app. You set it up, you put your logo on there, you can put your face, your name. It has your phone number, your email address, your Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, your website, YouTube channel, all those different things. And you don't have to worry about, oh man, I'm sorry, I left my business cards at home. Let me just give you my number. Also, what it does is keep your business contacts separate from your personal phone contacts. So all my business contacts are right here. So they're not mixed in with my personal. Always keep business and personal separate. And we'll talk about that more as we go on. Also, do your LinkedIn and set up your email page. Those are all free things that you can do.
Really quick, what is LinkedIn?
So LinkedIn it's a type of social media, but it's more professional. You will see businesses on there and people on there looking for jobs.
Okay.
So you see employees on there that are looking for jobs, and you see people on there that are looking for employees to hire at their businesses, their organizations, or looking for speakers or artists or whatever it is you're looking for. So I would say check that out as soon as possible. But the in my mind right now, the other thing that pops up that's similar to it is any other social media site. You're going to see your photos. You're able to post different things on there. You put your resume on there on LinkedIn. You can have your whole resume on there and the work that you're doing in the community so people can see what you're doing, so they can say, oh, okay, I want to fund that, because you have people with grants and scholarships and things like that just looking for people to give it to. People with these jobs that are looking for people to say, hey, you would be great for this job. I already looked at your resume and everything, because you got your resume on there. So step 3, appoint a registered agent to receive official mail and get your free employee identification number, which is your EIN number, employee identification number. What is an EIN?
Employee identification number.
Yes, employee identification number. So an EIN number is kind of like a social security number, right? So, right, but for your business. So you got a social security for the person, but an EIN for the business. So you don't give that number just out to people. You keep that to yourself.
How do you get a free one?
So they are all free. There is no such thing as an EIN number that you have to pay for. There are scammers, and we're going to get to that part. Watch out for the scammers.
Wait, I'm sorry. Wait. What exactly is the registered agent?
So yes, the registered agent to receive your official email. So if you are doing an LLC and you are a sole proprietor, meaning that you are the only one person in your company, you are the one person who created it, you don't have any employees, then you will be your registered agent. Registered agent is just saying, hey, I am the official person that anything about Given Enterprises is going to come to. So it's going to come to Krista Kendrick. Krista Kendrick will be the person signing off on documents, on contracts, on taxes, on any official mail and documentation that comes to you, like from the government and things like that. But if you are not a sole proprietor, if you say, for instance, if you and your spouse or you and your sister or your best friend decide, hey, let's start a business, or maybe like all of y'all in this whole room together, get ready to start a business, you would name one person, the person to be the registered agent that will be receiving all the mails and official emails and things like that. So that would just run through that one person. That's what the registered agent is. So watch out for scammers. So IRS EIN application. This is the website. It's also on this list of resources right here. Important note, it is 100% free. You will get your EIN immediately after submitting. Avoid any other websites. They will try to charge you. You must complete the application in one sitting, and you can't save and return. And so a good way to know if a website is an actual government official website is at the top of the bar up there, like right underneath the search bar. You'll see the American flag, and you'll say this is an official website of the United States government. But so be careful, because there are some websites that look exactly like the website that you're looking for. It just does not have that banner. And if you click on there and give it all your personal information, you don't know who you're giving your personal information to. That is why I'm here telling you all this stuff, because I actually made some of these mistakes. I had to learn trial and error, because most business owners that have a business and they're running their business, they don't have time to just stop and mentor you specifically one-on-one about how to run your business, because they actually running their business plus kids and maybe even another job and all the other things, recovery and meetings and all those types of things, right? So the things that I went through, blood, sweat, and tears, and losing money to figure out, that's the things here that I'm telling you today, so you don't have to go through those things when you get ready to start your business. For me, what was it? I think I was trying to get my EIN number. I want to say it was, I was trying to get my EIN number, and I went in the right website, and then some kind of way, stopped doing something, came back, clicked on the wrong website, and I paid for the EIN. I forgot how much it was, but I had my money saved up, so it was like, just pay it, And then my phone rang, and it's like, okay, this is Bank of America. Like, somebody has this, whatever you just purchased is like, it's not right. Not in those exact words, but y'all get what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, this was a scam. And so we have shut your card down. I'm like, thank you. Very good starting bank to start with. I would say, right now, I would say, look at all the different banks, do your own research to find what works for you, best for a business and the type of business that you're talking about opening. You can do that, of course, through Google, YouTube, ChatGPT. But so make sure the official banner is there at the top of the site. And now that you are a registered agent, be prepared for all types of scam emails and letters. Even when it's time to re-register. So once you register the first time, every year annually, you'll start getting notices probably like in December, January, February. They reminding you, hey, you got to re-register. And they're just asking you, it's really simple process, real quick. They're just asking you, hey, are you still operating as a business? Are you still selling the same things? Have you changed your business name? Have you changed your address? Have you changed your registered agent? So if all those things are the same, it's real simple to just say, yes, everything is the same, pay what you owe, and keep pushing. But you will get letters in the mail to the registered agents that they know that you're a business, because this is public document, this is public information. And so they're like, hey, it's time to re-register your business again. This is urgent. That's automatic red flag that they saying it's urgent and it has to be done right now. It's urgent that you get it done right now, and we can do it for you, because we know you business owners, you busy and you don't want to try to figure out how to do all this, and we'll do it for you right now for $500. No, you can do it yourself. It's very easy. So do not share your personal info if you are not sure. I've had a tax person call me about taxes, and I'm like, well, I'm not sure if this is real or not, and try to call the number back. It was noise in the background. I don't know if they were working from home. Yeah, all this noise in the background. I hear kids playing and everything. I'm like, I tell you what, thank you so much, but I don't trust doing business over the phone. I'm coming into the physical location. Can you give me the address? And I'll take the address they give me just to see, because I'm going to look it up online and go in person myself to make sure that I'm paying the right people the money. A lot of times they will ask you for $5. like $5 and we're going to help you. Like, we're going to be your business mentor. They just want to get your information. Once they can get that $5 out of your account, they can start pulling other amounts out of your account nonstop. And you have to shut your card down, redo all your bills and stuff. You don't have to go through that. Just if it seems like it might be a scam, shut it down. Just say no. Get your free business mentor with Score. So don't let anybody try to trick you into paying a whole bunch of money for a business mentor. There are some really good business mentorship programs out there that do cost a lot of money and they provide great services. But until you have the money and your business is successful enough to pour into that way, you can get a free business mentor with Score that will help you sort through these things. That resource is also in this resource list that you're about to receive. Step 4, open a business bank account. We keep everything separate. Personal is separate from business. And so you need a business bank account so that when you begin to send invoices, which is like a bill, you're billing someone for services that you have done, services rendered. You want that money to come into your business account so that you can keep your bookkeeping, your accounting system, or whatever can be separate from your personal things. So if whatever your business expenses are, if you have a business phone, then that comes out of your business account. If you are pumping gas to go to a business event, an event that's for your business, you save that receipt, you put that in your business notebook. I would suggest, a lot of people don't like to keep paper. I keep my paper and I keep my digital. I get a receipt. As soon as I get it, I take a picture of it. I have an album in my phone that is like, your gallery. You have your albums. I have an album that's specifically for the different receipts and things like that. So if I lose because I've been I have lost a home to fire before. So if I lose this notebook of paper, or it gets wet, or receipts, once they get old, it seems like the just disappear off of it, right? So I've got a picture of it. If I need to print it out, I can print it out. It really helps during tax time when you got to go back and think of all the things you've done throughout the year. Once you get your business account, order your checkbook and your official business stamp and seal. So your official business stamp and seal will come from your bank, and it lets people know that this is really Given Enterprises doing this this check, and not just somebody that has found my checkbook and took them a check out and just gonna write whatever amount that they would like to write. I should have brought it. It's like one of those things that you just stamp like this. Y'all know what I'm talking about? It looks like kind of like a square, and you hold it like this and you stamp it. And it'll have your business and your bank account on there. So your debit card, make sure you get a debit card. Your savings account, be careful with the savings account. Know your bank, know the bank's policy, because a lot of times they'll be like, okay, yeah, you can open a bank account here, and the only thing you need to start it off with is $100 or $20, and it's free for the first year. And then after that first year, all of a sudden you get hit with these fees. And so a savings account is supposed to be for saving, right? So this is another thing that I went through. A savings account is supposed to be for savings. So I'm going to put this large amount of money in my savings account, and I'm going to pretend like it isn't even there. I'm not even going to look at it. And then I come back to look at it, and they just been taking out fees. I'm not spending none of my money. I'm saving it, but the bank is having a ball. So excuse me, y'all need to put this back, and I'm finna close this account out. So pay attention to your account. Don't just open it. Pay attention to it. Even if it's savings, you still make sure that you are looking at your banking statements each month. Go back through them. Look at the transactions, because scamming is real. I have found things on my debit card, personal and business, that I know I did not do. Sometimes from another whole state that I've never been to. So how are these people getting our card information? Not really sure, but what I'm doing right now is I'm doing the tap and pay instead of putting my card in here at the restaurant. Put your card in the little folder, give it to them. They get to take it all back there and all this. No, just tap and pay. That's one way. Making sure that, I don't know, like have privacy screen on your phone, so people beside you and standing behind you and passing by, you can just and get your information. Some people have a very good memory, photographic memory. They see it one time, they got it. So, business cards. So we talked about business cards already, but that's definitely a thing to get. Keep your business and personal separate. Build your credit and get a business credit card. To build your credit, another good thing you can use for that is Kickoff. Kickoff is an app that will help you build your credit. And I learned about it when I was at Mary Hall when they was giving us financial literacy classes, and Mr. Abdul was there, and he was teaching us about how to build our credit. And he was talking about this app, and I heard him. And at the time, I was like, man, right now I'm keeping my budget as low as possible. I'm trying to save as much as possible because I don't know when I might have to leave and what we're gonna do. But here recently, like, was it last? It feels like it's about to be 2 years now because time is just going so quick. But I started doing it, and I think at first it was paying like maybe like $10. Started out with $10, and my credit has went up to like it's over 100 points. It went up. Want to say it's what? So this is what the app looks like.
This is the Kickoff.
Kickoff, and it's spelled KIKOFF. The widget is like a backwards letter K. It's green. So let me go back so I can show you. KIKOFF. And so they have things on there where like you can see your credit report, you can dispute claims if it's something, because sometimes you have stuff, like I said, you never even seen it. You really did not make this bill, but they have it on your credit score. But yeah, so it went up 117 points. Let's see where it went up 117 points.
And that's just from using the app?
This is, so what the app actually does is, and that's what the Kickoff looks like. But yes, it should be in the pack. But I would write that down just in case.
Oh, shit, in green. That's what I'm trying to get to.
And so what the Kickoff app actually does is it acts like it really is. It's a bill. So you're paying $10 a month and it's reporting your credit consistently. It comes automatically out of your account on the same day. So you don't have to remember to pay it or anything. It's just like running in the background. $10, you're not even gonna miss it. And it's reporting it to all 3 of the different credit unions. And then they have things in there, like I was saying, that you can dispute the claims. They will write these people for you and say, hey, this person did not do this or whatever they need to say. They take that off of your credit. Then there's other things you can do. Like I took out a loan and basically I put the money in secured loan or something like that. I put the money in, I think it was like maybe $500 or something like that. You can do it lower. You can do like $100 one or something like that, and then pay back a very small amount that they just add on to that $10. So it might have went from $10 to $20 a month, but it's paying that bill that's being reported to all 3 credit bureaus, and then it's also paying the loan to all 3 credit bureaus, and it's your money, and it's just coming back out at the end of that time. You get your money back. So it's like I just put this in the savings just so it can pay off, boost my credit up, and then they're going to give me the money back. Another thing that they do is they have a secured credit card. Make sure you read it very carefully, though. I have not tried the credit card part, but what it does is it gives you a chance to have a credit card. You can only use it to spend on certain things, but they report it same way. It automatically comes out of your card, and they report it to all 3 credit unions to get your credit score back up. Your credit score is separate from your business credit score. So this is Krista Kendrick's credit score. My business, you get that with the Duns, and that's coming up. But, and did I say, I don't want to skip anything. So get any necessary licensing. This is going to sound like a lot. This part is going to sound scary, but get any necessary licensing, permits, wholesale license, fire permits, start and hire, bookkeeping, Save any receipts, tax documents, take inventory, find your tax preparer, or learn how to do your own taxes through TurboTax. And remember to pay your sales tax. The state of Georgia wants their sales tax. Okay, they want it. Wholesale license. Well, I don't want to skip past this part. Does anybody have any questions? Every time you open a business, you don't have to necessarily have all of these. But say, for instance, if you want to open a building that you're going to have people in, then yes, you need the fire marshals to come out and approve it. Say, okay, you're good. You got your fire extinguisher where it needs to be, or your alarms where it needs to be. You got your fire exits listed. You got a fire plan, escape plan, and things like that. Permits for wholesale license. If you're selling things, if you're selling items and you want to be able to buy in bulk and not have to pay taxes on it when you buy in bulk, like for me, t-shirts. If I have a wholesale license and I can go buy these things in bulk and not pay any taxes for them when I get them. So seems like a good deal, right? But at the same time, every time you sell one, so I've taken a t-shirt and now I've printed it and put logos on it or people's names or pictures, recovery models and things like that. And now I'm reselling it. But I have to charge tax, Georgia's sales tax on there. Otherwise, I'm going to end up having to pay all of that tax myself at the end of the year. So when people are like, well, let me get a shirt for free, or let me get it half off, or this, still taxes. So you can give it away for free as much as you like, but Georgia still wants their sales taxes at the end of the year. You're still going to have to pay that. So wholesale license, also known as a seller's or resale permit, allows a business to buy goods from manufacturers or suppliers at a low price without paying the sales tax for the purpose of reselling them. To obtain one, you typically need to apply with the Georgia State Tax Center and provide details about your business, such as your employee identification number, EIN, and a business license. Once you have the license, you can provide a copy to suppliers to purchase goods tax-free, and you are then responsible for collecting and remitting sales tax from your customers. So that's basically what I just explained. Now, this Georgia State Tax Center, make sure you see that bar at the top with the flag before you put in your information and pay your money, because there are ones out there that look, websites out there that look just like that are not it. And it was something else. If you are doing business from home, because we talked about doing business from home, if you are doing business from home, when you do your federal tax and you do your state tax, you also have to do county tax. But it all goes on how much you make. So if you didn't make anything, then you really don't owe anything. But you still want to go to them and make sure. You don't want to just assume and then be, behind. All right. Step 5, plan your grand opening and marketing. So have a business shower. People have a baby shower. Yes, that's a real thing. You have a business shower. You do, like, if you have an actual establishment, you'll see people with their grand opening signs when they're just starting to open up and it's brand new, or you'll see them out there cutting a red ribbon. Like, that's big publicity. That is media. That's letting people know, hey, I'm in business. Because think about it. If you open up a business and you don't tell nobody, who's gonna come buy stuff, right? So have a business shower, do a ribbon cutting, announce your new business on social media, flyers and ads, word of mouth, include special discounts and bundles for our grand opening sale. People love a sale that will get them to come in. Now, I will say, like I said, kingdom business, what are you selling? Is it of God? Is it of God? If it's a kingdom business, right? So, in 2025, beyond, really 2021, since COVID and beyond, if you don't have a virtual business, you don't have a business. So set up your website, your social media sites for your business, and keep it professional. Remember, we keep things separate, the business and the personal separate. Now, if you are a part of your brand, if you're saying, okay, because most of the time you have to be a part of your brand. You got to live the lifestyle that you practice what you preach, right? So I can't say like, oh, I'm all about recovery and recovering out loud, but yet you don't see anything about me recovering out loud. I can't say like I am a person who practices nervous system regulation, but you don't see anything about me regulating my nervous system. Every time you see me, I'm turned. I am loud, I'm obnoxious. There's no calm Krista online, right? Can't do that. So let's see, visibility, out of sight, out of mind. If nobody knows that you're doing something or that you're selling something, you can't sell it. You have to tell somebody. You can't be like a secret agent business unless you selling secret agents, right? So you got to be out there and let people know. And there's a difference between being humble and being just like, if you want a business to be successful, you have to say it. It's a way to say things, but you have to let people know what you're doing. If you're trying to make community impact, how can you impact the community without them even knowing who you are or what you're doing for the community, right? Be a product of your product. You are your first business. When people see you, they see your business. So we know first impressions are everything, right? And you don't forget. Some people will never forget the very first time that they met you. And so if I am a person who sells t-shirts, then I should have on a t-shirt. That was one of my biggest problems. I don't like t-shirts. I don't like to wear t-shirts. I really don't. Like, you rarely see me in a t-shirt. Why? Because you got to iron them for one thing. I really don't have time for all that. Like, if I can have a shirt made out of some type of material where I can wash it, dry it, and go ahead and hang it up in my closet and it knock the wrinkles out of it automatically, I would much prefer to have that on instead. So when I was selling t-shirts, I wore t-shirts. I created my t-shirts and made sure I had my name on them and stuff. That's a conversation starter. That's a great way to let people know what you do. Oh, I like your t-shirt. Oh, it got your name on it. Who did that? Oh, I have a t-shirt business. I create customized t-shirts. I could do the same for you. Do you have a business? I could put your logo on there. You know, people do the memorial shirts to remember loved ones lost. The recovery slogans that I talked about. Graduations and favorite teams, all those types of things, right? But so be a product of your product. If I am a person who says that I like to travel and I sell trips, then you should see me traveling. I should be on trips. Otherwise, it's like, okay, well, that's a scam because you ain't going nowhere. Like, how she sell travel, but she ain't traveling, even though this person could very well be at home raising a family with their kids and can't travel, but they are booking travel for other people to go on those trips. We still want to see you travel sometimes too, right? So be a product of your product. If you are a person who does beauty and wellness and hair and makeup, then we expect that every time we see you, your hair and your nails and your face should be beat for the gods, right? Because you are a product of your product. If not, it's like, well, what is she doing? There's no way. No, girl, she ain't. No, be a product of your product. So continuing education, don't give up. Even if you can't figure out right now how you want to get to college or how you're going to pay for the college or how you're going to get the grants, the scholarships. You got YouTube University. I just mean get on YouTube and look it up. You got YouTube University. You got places like Udemy, Coursera, and you got the library. They have books. And it has a lot of information in there that can teach you to do whatever it is you're trying to learn how to do. Self-care prevents burnout and setbacks. Just like you can receive burnout on your job and compassion fatigue and just straight tired of working, you wake up and you're like, God, I don't want to go to this job. Your business can turn into that too if you work too hard and there's no self-care. We are people in recovery, and so we definitely have to make sure that we're doing self-care and that we are also making sure we get enough sleep, water, the nutrition, going to the recovery meetings, talking to our sponsors, taking time out to work the steps. That's a whole career. That really is a whole career. And because it really is a whole career with the whole being in active addiction and then bringing yourself to recovery, that is an option to turn this recovery to work for you. Use the time that you felt like you lost and turn it into something beautiful. If that is God's will on your life, talk to God about it. You got CARES, the Certified Addiction Recovery Empowerment Specialist. And you've got the CPS, which is Certified Peer Specialist of Mental Health, Whole Health. They have the youth for the children, the parents. So many different types of ways that you can take what hurt you and what you've been through and turn it into something, allow God to turn it into something beautiful. So don't give up. Continue your education. It's worth it to knock down the barriers and leave a legacy. You can knock down those barriers and show your children that, hey, addiction may used to run in our family. It may have taken some people already before. It may have took grandma. It may have took uncle such and such. But guess what? You see your mom is doing better. And so if that ever happens to them, they'll know that at least there is a chance at it getting better, right? So leave a legacy. Leave a business that you can pass down to them. And even if they don't want it, they can sell it. They can do whatever, but it's something. You have something. If you're working a business and you teach your children how to work that business, then they know how to start their own business for what their passion and God's purpose that he's put on their life. So that's legacy. That's passing something down. Having freedom of time, finances, and mental. Again, that freedom of time can be tricky because you still got to work. If you don't work, you don't get a salary. But you can have time to be like, okay, well, I'm making my own schedule. I'm going to let them know I'm not working this day. I can make up if it's in your contract, you can make up your hours another time. But you will be able to go to your baby's game or ballet recital or family reunion or whatever it is that you need to go to. Freedom of finances, because you choose how hard you work or how many employees you buy, how you scale your business to figure out how you want your finances to look. And mentally, when you need a self-care day, you take a self-care day. You don't have to worry about putting in for it. How do you know ahead of time when you really need a self-care day? Because as a person that has gone through grieving, sometimes I wake up and I'm great, and sometimes I wake up and it's just heavy on my heart. But if it's a job that doesn't have any understanding, I got to go to work because these bills got to get paid, right? But if you own your own business, you can say, okay, I'm still going to work, but I'm going to work from home today. I'm going to give myself some time to rest, or I'm going to just relax today. Go to the spa, silent retreat or something. Learn new skills to grow your business and teach your children. So how do you learn these new skills? You go back to college, online, night classes if you need to be in person, or like I said, YouTube, ChatGPT, Udemy, Coursera. It's so many different options that there's really not continuing your education is the only thing that's not an option. So seek out grants and scholarships. If the classes that you are looking for, you can't find them for free, the education that you're looking for, you can't find it for free, then look for grants and scholarships. It's people out there willing to pay for your education. You just got to put the work in and find. Step 7, collaborate and give back. So one of the reasons I wanted to start my own business was to become my own boss. But I quickly learned that when I became my own boss, I also became my own secretary, the bookkeeper, the custodian, the inventory person, the tax preparer, etc., etc., etc. It's like stopping one job to take over all the jobs. You got to be the person answering the phone and the person that's out in the community doing the outreach. It's hard to do that all at the same time, right? But it can be done. But keep in mind that people in recovery have to keep God in their recovery first. Plus, if you are a wife, a mother, or a person who still has a side job that you just got a part-time job in your business or something, you still got all those things to keep going. So that's why the self-care part, regulating your nervous system part is so important. So I say this not to scare you, but to prepare you. Take it easy. Kingdom business isn't striving, go, go, go. It's by his might, by his power, by his spirit that our kingdom business will be successful. Most businesses don't see a significant profit until the 5th year. So rest and trust in God. Stay consistent. Even when you can't see it, God is working. Collaborating with other LLCs and nonprofits can help you to learn to grow and find support. To find support, another thing you can do is join an online community and surround yourself with success, because birds of a feather
All together.
So you are the sum total of the 5 people that you hang out with the most. So just pause and think about it. I know you are in right now in this point of your life, you're thinking like, well, I don't really get to choose who I hang out with. But before you came here, who were the people that you either talked to every day on the phone or that you saw every day? The 5 people. Just think about it in your head. Now, out of those 5 people, would you trade bank accounts with them? Would you trade lives with them, personal lives with them? Would you trade your faith with their faith, your God with their God, like their journey? Would you just be willing to okay, so then what we need to do is, I'm not saying throw those people away. That's not what I'm saying. But we do come in recovery and change our people, places, and things. But what I'm saying is find some people one at a time. Pray for God to send the right ones, because you don't need a whole lot. Jesus only needed 12. That's right. Bad company corrupts good character. Yes. So what you want to do is find some people that you want to be like. And you don't have to want to be like every single part of them, because we want to be like Jesus. But find some people that have some qualities or some characteristics about them that you say, I could have that in my life. And keep those people close to you. See if they can be your sponsor, number one. If they can't be a sponsor, can they be a mentor? And then there's this thing called a silent mentor. A silent mentor means, okay, I know this person is so busy that they couldn't possibly be my mentor, or this person charges this much to be a mentor, and that's not in the budget right now. So I'm just going to watch them from afar. So I'm watching their social media. I see what they're doing, and I'm learning from them by watching them. They don't even know I'm watching them. Oh, person, my mentor. Yes. That's my silent mentor. One of them. But so many other people that are not, it's not about the fame or anything. It's about, I like the way they move. The way they move in their community, the things that they're doing, the impact that they're making. I want to do that in my life, so I need this person around me so I can see how they do this. Most businesses don't have, we talked about they don't have significant profit until their 5th year. So it takes some really sticking to it and want to do what you're doing. It's got to be something that you're passionate about. So for me, I was passionate. I'm passionate about recovery. I'm passionate about family. So sometimes the things that we go through in our lives can be very depressing and traumatic, and we wonder, like, why are we going through these things? Sometimes God is allowing us to go through these things so that we can go back and help people who are affected by the same thing. So what you go through might not be for you, it might be for someone else. You might be just the person God sends to somebody else to stand in front of them and say something so similar to their story that lets them know if he did it for them, that he could do it for you. So close the gap, find your target audience, find out the cost and savings, take advantage of online events and community, humble and invisible. You got humble and invisible versus humble and seen successful. That's 2 different things. So figure out your balance. It's not bragging, but this is what I'm doing in the community. And mentor someone for free. When you find out this information, don't just gatekeep and hold it all in. There's no success out there for everybody.
Yeah.
So exactly what I'm doing today. My prayer was when I was at Mary Hall Freedom Village, God, show me how to start this business, God. Show me exactly how I should do it. I'm looking online and I see all this stuff. It costs way too much to learn how to start my own business, God. But if you send somebody to teach me, or you show it to me, God, some kind of way, when you show me, I will give it back away for free. You know, what's the saying? You can only keep what you have by giving it away. So I'm here today giving this to you, giving this information out, right? And you'll be able to use it to mentor somebody else for free when you get a chance. So give somebody some blessings along the way to help them do the same thing. So once you've had your one business, become a serial entrepreneur. Write a book, create a podcast, sign up to be a vendor at a local event so you can set up your table and everything and sell whatever your product is, or your t-shirts, or your some people that have sat in this same class, right, that you're in right now, have already started their LLC. They registered their LLC. Another young woman did a product launch and launched this. It's like oils. Both of their businesses are Christian faith or faith-based businesses. And so I encourage you, just like they did it, that you can do the same thing. And it doesn't mean that it's all got to happen tomorrow, but write the vision and make it plain. And then one step at a time. How do you eat an elephant? Not at all. I'm vegan. I don't eat animals. But seriously, yes, it's one step, one little bite at a time, one spoonful. How do you get your recovery? One day at a time, one step at a time. All right, so create a podcast, sign up to be a vendor, plan your own event, go on Eventbrite and create your own event. That's what I started doing in this room right here. I had one of my first events that I planned myself. First, it was working with other nonprofit organizations and businesses. They would ask me to come and teach this, or do a nervous system regulation, or do a sound bath with the sound bowls, or come do live painting art, or come do spoken word, or whatever it was. And they would pay me to come to their events. And then I started thinking, I was like, God put it on my heart, like, start my own event. Like, create my own event, and then I can give others some opportunities that they may not have had yet. And so that is the end of my presentation of Giving Kingdom Business. This is my information, which will also be on this handout. I am going to pass out this survey first. If I could get a volunteer, somebody to help me pass these out, could you? Thank you so much. So do you see how they are? They're stacked easy. Okay. And so you can put those inside of your notebooks. These right here are surveys. If you could complete them and give them back to me. If you don't want to put your name on there, you do not have to put your name on there. But if you don't mind me using your quote at the end on that back sheet, it asks you something like, please share a testimony, reflection, or comment about your experience today.
Can you bring that in here a little bit? No.
I can even see it.
Oh, can't see. You do that.
Okay.
Right here in a second.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And so that is all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.